What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live watch-along. Today we're going to be doing my live watch-along of Manchester City's Champions League last 16 second leg clash against FC Copenhagen, with Manchester City leading 3-1 on aggregate, and we're looking now to secure our qualification tonight into the quarterfinals of the Champions League and joining Bayern Munich from last night and Paris Saint-Germain. We are also going to be keeping an eye on the Real Madrid RB Leipzig game as well, because the winner of that tie is also going to go through to the quarterfinals. And Manchester City got, 95% of the job done so far. We do, however, still have a little bit of work to do. So hopefully tonight, Manchester City will be able to go out, provide a good, positive, injury-free performance, pick up a win, and then head into that big game at the weekend against Liverpool. And I have a feeling that Pep Guardiola also may well be thinking about that game, judging off the lineup. So, before we do speak about the lineups and everything there is to speak about from this tie, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then please do leave a thumbs up. 100 likes is the aim. We're now nearly a quarter of the way there. We're just 76 likes to go. We're one like away from being a quarter of the way there. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. We're now less than 100 subscribers away from my aim of 34,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you're watching this after the game, or in the live chat, of course, with where you're tuning in from today. And, of course, your score predictions. Just heading over to the chat. We've got David on the chat. Much appreciated. Says, should be straightforward tonight. When was the last time Manchester City lost by 2 goals? That is a very good question. When was the last time Manchester City lost by 2 goals? It's been a long time. Really has been a long time since City last lost by 2 goals. Yeah, I can't remember. You'd expect Manchester City to go through, but, we're 95% of the way there. We've still got a job to do tonight, and that's what we need to make sure that it is a nice professional job. We get it done, and through we go to the quarterfinals. Dalton, thanks for tuning in, says, I reckon we're going to be starting with a strong first 11, get a goal, and early second half we're going to rotate, where we will concede, but we'll get the winner towards the end, going for a narrow victory there. Dalton, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. The Geezer Dan going for a 3-0 win for Manchester City today, which is brilliant. I'll take a 3-0 win. MCFC TV, thanks for tuning in. I'm very well, thank you. How are you? Says, hopefully Pep and Manchester City smash Liverpool on Sunday as well. We will speak about the lineups. We'll speak about Liverpool in just one moment. And Rahman as well, big up to you. Thanks for tuning in once more. It is much appreciated. So, Rahman as well going for a 3-0 victory for City, 2 for Haaland and 1 for Alvarez. So, I want to speak about today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. It's a free app to download. The link is in the description. It's also pinned in my live chat. I will post it in the live chat in just one moment, and you can also use the QR code on screen as well. As I said, it's a free app to download, so it is worthwhile getting, even if you're just trialing it and seeing if you like it or not. It's going to keep you up to date with all the latest scores, from not just through the Premier League and through England, but also from around Europe and around the world for you guys to look forward to, as well as keeping you up to date with all the latest lineups, a lot of interactive stuff with game-by-game match analysis and statistics and things for you guys to enjoy as well. It's a very highly rated app, and one of my favourite features about SofaScore is it's not just limited to football. It's got other sports on there as well. So if you're a huge sports enthusiast like I am, who likes to keep track of a good 4 or 5 different sports, and you want to keep up to date with all the latest scores from around there, then SofaScore provides that all in one app, so you don't have to keep going to different places to find your different scores, which is what I find myself doing a lot of the time. So everything's straight there on SofaScore. Highly rated, free app to download. do go and check it out. And thank you very much to SofaScore for providing today's video sponsor. And anybody that does download SofaScore using my link does help to support the future content created here on my channel. It does keep these videos coming for you guys, so I would appreciate any interaction towards that. I do have my promo video, which I'm going to roll for you guys right now. Thank you very much there to SofaScore for sponsoring today's video. It is much appreciated. As I said, do go and check them out. That would be absolutely fantastic. I'm just going to get the link copied forward to you guys so you can check it out through the live chat as well. I'll just get that sent across right now. Always multitasking, always multitasking. That's what the live streams are all about. So, MCFC TV going for an 8-0 victory today for Manchester City. Love that one. MCFC TV also asked, by the way, where have you got that chair from? It's amazing. It's a limited edition chair. Unfortunately, no longer being sold. Otherwise, I'd just send you straight to the link and tell you to use code JSGC10 and you'll get 10% off your order as well. Unfortunately, limited edition and no longer available, which makes the chair actually quite rare. But it is a fantastic chair. It is brought to you. If I just tilt my head there, you can see GT Player. I do leave the link to their website at the bottom of my description. If you go and check it out, there is a little discount code in there as well, where they have lots of other amazing chairs that you can go and check out. And if they ever do release any more Manchester City chairs, I will keep you guys informed on that, but I've yet to be informed of any other Manchester City chairs coming into stock. But when they do, of course, I will let you guys know. Mordecai, thanks for tuning in, says, love it when Gary Neville branded Chelsea the $1 billion bottle job. Do you know what I love? I love that Sky Sports have paid a heck of a lot of money to bring Peter Drury in as a commentator for Sky Sports to replace Martin Tyler. And the job of him was to come out with these poetic lines, these memorable lines. And he's really been overshadowed there by Gary Neville's comments about Chelsea, of course, in their Carabao Cup loss in the final to Liverpool just a few weeks ago. So then, on to today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Just going to get the app locked and loaded up on here. And we're going to go on to the Manchester City Copenhagen game. First and foremost, it always asks me, who do I think's going to win? I'm going for a City win today, which 81% of you guys are agreeing with. 10% going for a draw and 9% going with an FC Copenhagen win. Today's game being broadcast live on TNT Sports here in the United Kingdom. Today's match official is Espen Exus. He's coming in from Norway, so he is today's match referee. Going on to the lineups, we're going to start off with our opponents first. FC Copenhagen, they've got Grabara starting in goal and captain in FC Copenhagen today. Looks like they're going with a 5-3-2 formation and an average age of their squad of just under 25 years old, with Peter Ankersen going as right wing back and Kevin Dix going as their left wing back, and a back three made up of Vavro, McKenna and Jaleur into midfield. You've got Åkesson sitting in front of the defence, along with Froholt and Clem as their midfield. So some changes to their midfield and a change to their formation as well. And it's Achuri and Elyounoussi starting as their two attackers for today. So very interesting that FC Copenhagen have made a few changes from the last time that we faced them. Got plenty of options from the bench though, including two goalkeepers, including Gadeberg, Bohr and Renarsson. They've also got Boylerson, Sorensen, Melling, Højlund, not the one at Manchester United, Maatsen, the goal scorer from the last time out at Parken for FC Copenhagen, so I'm surprised surprised he doesn't start. Also got Larsson, son of Henrik Larsson, Cornelius, and Bardghji as well. So all options there from the bench for FC Copenhagen. A pretty decent bench that actually, and I find it interesting that they've decided to change their formation there, and we'll see how that works. Of course, FC Copenhagen trailing by 2 goals. Need to attack Manchester City. They need to take the game to Manchester City. They need to score goals today against Manchester City to put us under pressure. So what are they going to do about it is the question. For Manchester City, we've opted to rotate and rest some important players. So we're lining up with what looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation. Could well go into maybe even 2 at the back rather than 3 at the back, and Rico Lewis pushing further into midfield to sit alongside Rodri and Gvardiol, giving more freedom on the left-hand side, and Nunes giving more freedom in midfield. We'll see. Traditionally, though, it looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation. Rico Lewis on the right-hand side, Gvardiol on the left-hand side, with Captain Ruben Dias going alongside Manuel Akanji as our 2 central defenders, with Ederson, of course, starting in goal. Rodri in defensive midfield, alongside him, Mateo Kovacic. Further ahead, you've got Julian Alvarez playing as the second striker today for Manchester City, with Erling Haaland starting up top, and I suspect it's going to be Oscar Bobb on the right wing and Matheus Nunes on the left wing for Manchester City today. City's bench, a very strong bench. We've got Scott Carson and on the bench, and Stefan Ortega-Moreno as our 2 goalkeepers. Also on the bench, we've got John Stones, Nathan Ake, Kyle Walker, Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. These are all important key players for Manchester City who are going to be starting in that match at Anfield on Sunday. So Stones, Ake, Walker, Foden, Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne. If we can, I don't really want to see any of these players coming off the bench. And looking towards our first 11 that's currently out on the field, players surely we're going to get a bit of rest today for Ruben Dias, Rodri, Erling Haaland as well. They're the 3 players that I'd be looking for maybe some changes as we get towards 60th, 70th minute, and hopefully City can get that job done. We've also got some good high quality young players on the bench, which is good to see, including Mika Hamilton, Mahamadou Sissoko and Jacob Wright. We've also got Sergio Gomez on the bench today for Manchester City. Just missing Jeremy Doku and Jack Grealish. So Matheus Nunes looking like he's going to be used on the left-hand side. And what you're going to see is Matheus Nunes pushing more into midfield, slotted into the hole. So I expect he's going to be doing a lot of running today. And Gvardiol will push further forward and act as Manchester City's cover there on the left-hand side, which is probably why we've not gone with Sergio Gomez, as we don't want Gvardiol and Gomez getting in each other's way. I think in terms of my score prediction today, I'm going to go for a 3-1 victory today for Manchester City. I reckon City are going to bag a couple of goals in the first half. I'm going to go for Alvarez and Erling Haaland, and then second half I'm going to back Matheus Nunes to score his first goal for Manchester City, and then a consolation goal towards the end once City have made them subs and our foot goes off the pedal, off the gas, and FC Copenhagen, I reckon, will find a consolation goal and a goal to celebrate at the end there for their travelling supporters. Looks like they brought over 1,000 fans, so kudos to everyone that's travelled over for what ultimately you think maybe is going to be a dead rubber for FC Copenhagen, but as I've already spoken about, there is still a job here for Manchester City to do. So back to the live chat. We have got Big Blue, thanks for tuning in, says it's surely sofa score rather than sofa score, mate. Let you follow from your sofa. Not too sure what you're on about there, but thanks for tuning in. MCFC TV says, unfortunate, but thanks, mate. Keep it up. Need to go now to start his own watch along. So best of luck with your watch along, and thanks very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Tui boy as well. Thanks for tuning in. Going for a 4-1 victory today for Manchester City. Mixed hello. Thanks for tuning in, helping to moderate today's chat. So remember, do keep things clean and friendly. They're pretty much the only rules we've got here on the JSGC live streams. Dalton asks Mixed, what's the drink for today? Mixed don't actually have any say on what the drinks are. I just tend to pick and can choose which drink I want to use for today, depending on how I think things are going to go. So I think there's going to be loads for me to talk about, and there's lots of scores from around the grounds, and I tend to go for shorter videos as my halftime entertainment. If I don't think there's going to be as much to talk about, I tend to go with a lengthier halftime entertainment, which I'm going for the latter today. So today's halftime entertainment is going to be the screwball cocktail. There's a little bit of insight there for you guys. Manchester City fan, thanks for tuning in. Says, feeling fantastic because Bangladesh thrust arrogant Sri Lanka team. Well done there to Bangladesh. Feeling good. Tui Boy reckons Copenhagen have a chance. They do have a chance. They're still in the tie. They're not completely out of the tie. It's up to Manchester City here to get it sorted. And I reckon a couple of goals here, make this 5-1 on aggregate, sorts everything out. And that's what Manchester City need to try and do as far as I am concerned. Edward, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Keith, thanks for tuning in, going for a 5-1 victory today for Manchester City. Love that, Keith, thanks for tuning in. Dalton going for a 2-1 victory today for Manchester City. And yeah, thank you to everybody else for tuning in as well. Remember, we're now just 14 likes away from 50 likes, and we are 64 likes away from my overall goal of 100 likes, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you're new around here. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat, including your score predictions for today and also where you're tuning in from around the world. Raheem going for a 2-0 victory for City and a clean sheet. Love that one. Thank you very much, Raheem, for tuning in once more. It is much appreciated. So, guys, do go and check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description, also in the live chat, and you can use that QR code on screen as well for you to scan, and that'll take you to the download page to download the free SofaScore app. SofaScore are going to be keeping you up to date today with all the scores from around the grounds, as well as all your statistics and analysis that I'm going to provide for you guys during the game, at halftime and at full time as well. It's free app to download, so do go and check it out. That would be much appreciated. One more time before kickoff, going to roll my promo video, and then we'll have our countdown to kickoff. So thank you very much there to SofaScore for providing today's video sponsor for you guys. So do go and check them out. As I said, links and details, they're in the description and also in the live chat. Today's choice of drink, we're just going for a regular Iron Brew. Managed to pick this up today in B&M, 60 pence. It's great value. Look at the size of that. Compare it with my head size. It's a decent size can, that, for 60p. I was all over that. I was hoping they'd have the, the sugar-free Iron Brew, the Iron Brew Extra it's called, but they didn't, so we've gone full fat instead. So cheers, thanks for watching. Anybody not from the UK or may not have come across Iron Brew, it's like a, how do I really describe it? It's like a flavourless orange fizzy type drink. It's a very unique taste. There's no real way of me describing it. It's nice. One of my favourite drinks, though. Ah, lovely. Rightio then. What have we got? Just over 5 minutes until kickoff in this game. The Etihad have got a light show underway, as we do see in a lot of the evening games here at the Etihad Stadium. Players making their way into the tunnel and ready to come out. Truth hurts, 60 pence, not 60 pounds. So you have 100 pence to £1. So it's like 60 cents in the United States, or is it cents they use in euro as well over in Europe, a lot of countries. 60 pence, which is cheap. It's a good deal. I definitely won't be paying £60 for a can. We'd be calling a timeout at £60 for a drink. That is expensive. That puts the X in expensive. That is love that. I love that. Anyway, players are in the tunnel. or at least Copenhagen's players are in the tunnels, and the officials are lined up ready to go as well, which the Etihad now in near enough full voice, ready to go. I'm just a bit curious as to why there's a Hamburg SV scarf right in the middle of the FC Copenhagen fans. That's a bit odd, but there we go. Tui Boy's got a question. Fire away, my friend. Lydia, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated once more. We are going to get the Champions League anthem very soon. We need the Man City team in the tunnel first. We've got everybody in the tunnel but the boys in blue. They're slowly making their way now. I can see Rodri's come out. And Julian Alvarez as well. Rodri were proper showing a case for him to become Manchester City's future captain, wasn't he? In the clips that have been released. So Man City are releasing a treble documentary. It was meant to be released by their own producers on the website, but the rights to the documentary, I think it's 6 episodes, has been purchased by Netflix in a 7-figure sum. So we're talking over £1 million it's been purchased for by Netflix. That's going to be out on April 2nd, and the trailer for that has come out. It looks like a really good watch. But yeah, Rodri was really leading by example in the dressing room in the build-up to Manchester City winning the treble. So looking forward to all the exclusives and the backstage access there of Manchester City's monumental, incredible achievement from last season. As all City players are in the tunnel now and making their way out. We've got the Road to London 24 right above where you find the Tunnel Club at the Etihad on show. And of course, Man City know that a good result today. So as long as we don't lose by more than 2 goals, this will go to extra time. So if we lose by 2 goals today, it will go to extra time. And if we're still losing by 2 goals at the end of extra time, it goes to penalties. Any win for FC Copenhagen by 3 goals or more, they go through. And Manchester City, we can afford a loss by 1. Any draw or any Manchester City win will send us through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And we know if we go through today, we're just 4 games away from that game at Wembley for the Champions League final. The City bidding here. Champions League is on the line. Our trophy to try and do back-to-back Champions Leagues, which would be an incredible achievement as the anthem of UEFA plays and the fans are booing, so feel free to boo along as well at home. Truth Hurts says, am I satisfied with the starting 11? I would have preferred to have not seen Rodri in that starting 11. Everybody else I'm fairly happy with, if I'm honest. I was expecting a lot of rotation. That's exactly what we've seen. So no complaints from me. Today's very much all about going through whilst getting players rested and uninjured, ready for Sunday and that big match against Liverpool. Andy, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. And Alison as well says that Iron Brew looks just like me. I like it. Andy says he paid £200 for 4 drinks at the Raffles Hotel in Singapore. Very expensive. Very expensive, as Ruben Dias does have a yellow card warning, so any yellow card for him today, and he will be suspended for the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinals should Manchester City make it through. Andy, Mixit will be able to better you. He purchased 2 cocktails in the Shangri-La bar in the Shard in London, and 2 drinks plus tip was just over £90. That doesn't better, actually. It's just worse. My maths is miles out there. But it's, yeah, just worse. That is very expensive, £200 for 4 drinks in Singapore. But Singapore doesn't exactly come across as being the cheapest of places. Tui Boy, who do I reckon is going to win the Champions League? Genuinely, Manchester City. I think the only team capable of knocking City out of Real Madrid. And I'd be confident that if we were to meet Real Madrid, I'd rather it be over a 2-leg rather than in the final, and I'd be confident we could get that done. Although City are used to playing at Wembley. We play at Wembley maybe twice a year. So if we was to meet Real Madrid in the final at Wembley, it's a ground we're more used to than what they are. So City, I think City are capable of winning the Champions League. I think Real Madrid are probably the only team that would be capable of doing a job. Arsenal, Bayern Munich, I can see City going through, if I'm honest. Dad, thanks for tuning in. Going for a 4-0 victory today for Manchester City. I'm going for a 3-1 victory today for Manchester City. So do get your score predictions in the live chat. That would be great. Andy going back to the raffles in April next year. Enjoy, my friend, and the expensive drinks. I hope they're worth the expense. And Truefert says Sunday against Liverpool is going to be pretty much a title-defying match. It definitely is. City have got some massive games coming up. We've got 3 huge games in the Premier League. Our next 3 Premier League games against first place in Liverpool, and then against third place and Arsenal, and then against 4th place and Aston Villa. So to me, if City want to win the league, we need to be picking up 9 points from them games, if I'm being honest. And if we can, I'm confident that Manchester City will win the Premier League. If not, and we lose on Sunday, Liverpool will be firm favourites. It very much is a case of do not lose for both sides, really. Manchester City will want to keep it in our own hands. I mean, that's all that's on the line at the moment on Sunday is which team's not going to have it in their hands. Because at the moment we've got 2 teams that can both win the Premier League and have it in their own hands. And by Sunday, that will be down to 1. So either Liverpool or Manchester City will know. They'll look at the fixture list and say, we win all them games, we win the Premier League. Whereas the other team will say, if the other team wins all their games, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't win the Premier League. So, big game on Sunday. Very big game. Scott, thanks for tuning in. We do have kickoff here. FC Copenhagen were offside. So, Manchester City have managed to get some possession and can come forward on the left-hand side. Mordecai, Inter's a good shout. They've got to make it past the Atletico Madrid first. I don't think Inter Milan have the attacking capabilities to hurt Manchester City. I thought we saw that in the final last year. Bar Lukaku's sitters, there wasn't really much of a threat. I can't imagine over 2 legs Inter Milan doing anything other than sitting deep, in the hope that Man City are going to have an off day in front of goal. And I'd be confident over 2 legs that we could put them to the sword, to be honest. Certainly at the Etihad anyway. Julia, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Good evening to you. So Manchester City just got possession here of the football just inside the Copenhagen half. Manchester City playing in their home shirts today. Sky blue shirts, white shorts, sky blue socks. Attacking from left to right. Copenhagen playing, it looks like a navy blue shirt, navy blue shorts and black socks. And they're attacking from right to left. Here's Ederson. Just works the ball to Ruben Dias. Recently single. Needs to keep things clean today, Ruben Dias. On a yellow card warning. We don't want him suspended for the quarter-final should we get there. And that's Josko Gvardiol. First chance he's had to come forward for City. And he gives the ball away in a pretty good area here for FC Copenhagen on the left-hand side. They'll be looking for an early goal just to reduce that deficit. And how important could that late goal from Manchester City be in Copenhagen? It's allowed Manchester City here to rest players ahead of a big Premier League game. It means we've got 5 or 6 players now that have had a week off that are nice and fresh. It means that Manchester City have had an extra couple of days rest on Liverpool because Liverpool are playing in the Europa League tomorrow and they're travelling out to Prague. That means that they're not going to be back until Friday morning. They can't start preparing for Manchester City until Friday afternoon, whereas Manchester City can start preparing for Liverpool from Thursday morning. So we've got an extra 24 hours and fresher players because Liverpool are in a first leg game that will want to try and go through in the Europa League because Liverpool seem hell-bent on trying to win everything and trying to build their own legacy. So there we go. Man City in a good resting period here, and that third goal, I think, is probably one of the most underappreciated goals that we've had so far this season. Rico Lewis just trying to get forward there. He wants a corner kick. I think a corner kick has been given there. McKenna couldn't keep that in. So an early corner here for Manchester City. Dave not happy. Says Middlesbrough losing to Norwich. Wants Carrick out. Cool emoji face. Thanks for tuning in. Says, can Manchester City win? He thinks that we can and doesn't think that Copenhagen can. And Truefert says Haaland needs to do better against Liverpool. In his last 2 matches against Chelsea and United, he wasn't good, and we can't afford to miss any kind of chance against Liverpool. I agree. We need to be very clinical. Corner here for City then. Alvarez to take, whips in, and shot comes in, and there's an early goal that we were looking for. And it's Manuel Akanji of all players on the volley. into the back of the net. And that's just what the doctor ordered. And if I'm Manchester City now, you've got to be pushing for in the next 10 minutes or so just to try and kill this tie off, get another goal. And then you like to your Ruben Dias's, your Erling Haalands. I'd probably take them off because we don't need them to be on the pitch, really. So a nice early goal there for Manchester City, and I'm sure that will make everybody feel just that little bit better. City lead by 1-0. It's a great strike from Akanji. Really good goal. I think it's his second goal, in the Champions League this season. Go on, Manuel. Love it. Trufer says Haaland should score a couple of goals today, boost his confidence. I mean, he scored 5 goals against Luton, so his confidence should be pretty high. And he grabbed a goal against United. The only thing he did wrong against United was miss that sitter, really. But everything else, he's been fine. He's just one of them world-class strikers. I'm never that concerned about Erling Haaland. He scores goals. He's scored plenty of goals this season. He could have scored more, and it's just... it's something that Erling Haaland, when the opportunity presents himself, hopefully he will be in the right place at the right time in them big games to find them big goals, which is something that we've seen so often from Erling Haaland. And if Erling Haaland's not having a good day in front of goal, then Manchester City need to be working hard to ensure that other players are there to pick up the pieces. And more importantly, I'd say at Anfield, is making sure that we sit tight and restrict Liverpool to try and get them not to create too much. You need a perfect game to win at Anfield. Anything short of a perfect game, we're not going to come away with the 3 points. And to me, it's a must-win game for City. We need the 3 points. But just try not to think about it, because we've still got a job to do here. Obviously made even easier by Manuel Akanji's goal. We could do another goal, and I think if we grab another goal, I'd confidently sit here and say City now are into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So guys, we're now 48 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well if you are new around here, and do check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. It's a free app to download. Links and details there in the description. So any help towards that would be fantastic. And Mordecai, you're right. Mo Salah has today travelled with the Liverpool squad to Prague for their Europa League clash, and he's been declared fit and over his hamstring injury. So he will get minutes in Prague to see how he is responding to his injury. And if given the all clear, which is what I'm expecting to happen, then Mo Salah will be good enough to start on Sunday against Manchester City. To be fair, I do feel like Liverpool's outlet when it comes to attacking Manchester City, I don't think comes through Mo Salah. Nathan Ake normally does a very good job on keeping Mo Salah pretty quiet. I think the bigger dangers comes from physicality and pace. Obviously, Salah has the pace, but not the physicality. Darwin Núñez starting to find a bit of form. Could be one of them players that Liverpool uses as an outlet there. Interesting to see who they go with the other attacker. Might they go with Gakpo? Don't think Jota's going to be fit for the game against City. So that's a lovely burst forward here from Bobb, and he goes for a shot and out for another corner, which City, of course, scored from our last corner. We've now got nearly 50 people in the room, so welcome everybody, much appreciated. Do hope you are well. Do hope you have a cracking time here on my channel and enjoy the live watch along. Corner coming in then for Julian Alvarez. Oh, and it's deep and it's off the crossbar. It was Rodri with the header. These corners are causing problems, and oh, it slipped. It's gone through the keeper's hands. I don't believe it. Julian Alvarez with the goal for Manchester City. It's comical. Grabara had such a good game at Parken, and he makes a massive gaff there. And that's Manchester City into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And maybe Manchester City might start thinking about here making a statement win. Keeper will not want to see that again. He really will not want to see that again. So good corner in the first place. Rodri's desperately unlucky. Alvarez notices that he's got free rein here and a bit of space just to have a shot. And it's straight through the keeper's hands. Oh, keeper. What is the keeper doing there? I tell you what, if we can be 2-0 up against Liverpool after 10 minutes on Sunday, I'll be very happy. What's the keeper doing? Is he trying to catch it or fist it clear? I think he's caught in two minds, and because of that, it just slips through. And as it slips through, it goes into the back of the net. And that will be Manchester City going through now to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So we can start to think about the route to the final, because we have the draw next Friday, the 15th of March. 11 a.m. that starts, so we'll have a live watch along of the draw, and I'll be able to give my thoughts live for you guys to enjoy. Quarterfinals, Manchester City, it will be a two-legged clash. It's an open draw, so City could be at home in the first leg, like we saw last year against Bayern Munich at the quarterfinal stage. We might be away first, and then at home in the second leg, which is what you saw in the semi-final. Open draw means we're scheduled to draw anybody left in the competition. There's no restrictions, whether that be based on the group positionings and what team was in your group, or whether you're from the same nation. You can draw literally everybody. It says what it is. An open draw, open to playing everybody. We already know that Bayern Munich have gone through, knocking out Lazio yesterday. Someone's gone down injured. Who is that? Kovacic is down. Well, it's not what we want. Is Mateo Kovacic injured? Man City have just put the ball out. He's gone down. Pep Guardiola is just issuing an instruction for someone to come over. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what happened there. I don't know if he's gone down unchallenged or whether he's been an off-the-ball collision. Anyway, back to the draw. It is an open draw. So we'll have the quarter-final stage of the draw, and then the semi-final stage, and then the final. So we'll find out if Man City do get to the final, whether we'll be the home side or the away side as well. That will all be decided next Friday. We could play PSG. They knocked out Real Sociedad yesterday in San Sebastian. It could be that we play Bayern Munich, of course. They went through 3-0 after knocking out Lazio with a comeback win. Real Madrid at the moment looking good for making it through to the quarter-final stage as well. There's still some other ties to be decided that will be decided next Tuesday and Wednesday, including Atletico Madrid taking on Inter Milan. I'm trying to go off memory here now for the draw. Arsenal, they're going to be playing at home against FC Porto. They trail there. You've also got PSV away at Borussia Dortmund. That's currently 1-1. And in the other game, it's Napoli. That's 1-1 as well between Napoli and Barcelona. That match is going to be played in Barcelona. I think I'd quite like... Who would I like? I don't think I'd mind PSG. I don't think I'd mind Bayern Munich. I don't think I want Inter or Atletico. I think if I was to meet either of them, I'd prefer that to be a semi-final rather than the quarter-final, because it'd just be hard work. I think we'd go through, but I think it'd be hard work. Dortmund or PSV, I'd be happy to face either of them. If I could avoid Arsenal, if they go through, probably would. Just purely because we don't have a great record when it comes to facing English sides in the Champions League, in particular at quarter-final stages. The pesky quarter-final stages. I think I want to avoid Real Madrid. That's a good run here. Here's Nunes. Nunes squared across, and Copenhagen managed to get back there at 6s and 7s here, Copenhagen. They're all over the place. Bobb whips a ball in and should be kept in and chipped back over and onto the roof of the goal. Erling Haaland slipped there at the important stage. When needed, reckons Arsenal not going through. I do agree with what you say in the comment above, though. Real Madrid would give us trouble. Everybody else can't imagine us causing us too many problems, to be honest. I'd prefer not to face Arsenal just purely based on our record of facing English sides. That'd be my thing. For some reason, I think Man City would overthink it and make hard work of what we don't need to make hard work of. I think a lot comes down to where you're playing the first leg at, in particular when you're facing a team from your same nation as you. I always think you're at an advantage having your home match in the first leg. And I'm often a fan of having your home match in the second leg. So if the draw comes in, I'd prefer for City to always be away in the first leg, unless it's facing an English side, and I'd prefer to be at home first, and we can do what we did to Bayern Munich, win 3-0, through we go, because the tie's done. Cricket, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Corner then for Copenhagen. Headed clear by City, almost the edge of the penalty area, and shot fired over the top of the crossbar. It was Clem with the shot, and into the stands, and it remains 2-0 on the night here to City, 5-1 on aggregate, and Manchester City now cruising to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And FC Copenhagen once more not making it past the last 16 of the Champions League. Never made it to the quarterfinal stage, falling one short again. I think it's the second time they've played in the last 16, and both times have exited at this stage of the competition. Manchester City completely dominating this game. Seen a well-taken goal from Manuel Akanji, and a goalkeeping gaff has allowed Julian Alvarez to find the second. There's some neat passing going on from Manchester City. We've seen Kovacic go down injured, and he's got himself back up on his feet and seems to be doing okay. Here is Gvardiol coming forward. Nunes now. Nunes has looked very lively so far, which is good to see. Here's Rico Lewis now to Akanji. Matheus Nunes. I mean, if Man City get a third, would you not contemplate taking off your most important players? I mean, Ruben Dias is on a yellow card warning. Surely you'd be taking him off. In fact, if it gets to a point where Ruben Dias, does he think, do I do a tactical foul here, or do I go and let Copenhagen score? I'd probably go and let Copenhagen score, to be honest. A yellow card for Ruben Dias is a disaster. Copenhagen grabbing a goal just ruins our clean sheets. It's annoying, but, and you know, doesn't change what happens in this game. Manchester City still go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, which is obviously the aim. Man City will be looking to win this game. We've won every game in the Champions League so far this season. 7 out of 7. This is our 8th game and winning 2-0, so we won't want to blow that. As we're now 43 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget to subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. And do check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. It's a free app to download, and it will keep you up to date with all the latest scores, as well as all your latest statistics from this game and all the other games as well for you guys to enjoy, as well as all the latest scores from all the other sports too. It's free app to download. Links and details there in the description. Do go and check them out. You can use the QR code on screen as well. That'll take you to the download page to download the free app, or you can just press the link in the description. So FC Copenhagen coming through here. Looks like an offside in the build-up. Flag never go. Comes up there from the linesman. And Manchester City have some defending to do here. And a threaded pass comes through, and it's well read by Ruben Dias, who not only reads it, but makes the interception stretching as well. A good interception that by Ruben Dias. And here Manchester City come forward. City have just got too much quality here for Copenhagen. As I said, if this continues to be this open, this could end up a cricket score today. It's all about what do Manchester City want to do here. How many do Manchester City want to score? What statement do they want to make? At this stage, in this game last season, we played RB Leipzig. We won 7-0 that day. Made a statement win. May Manchester City maybe look to do the same here? You never know. In the meantime, here's Copenhagen just enjoying a little bit of possession, albeit inside their own half, but a bit of possession. Copenhagen just working the ball back to keeper Grabara. Takes a good touch there. McKenna. And Copenhagen can clear their lines and work it very nicely out to the right-hand side as well. A through ball over the top comes in. Ruben Dias wins the header. Good defending that from Ruben Dias. It's good practice this for Liverpool, because they'll try and commit players forward here, Copenhagen, so Man City can look to try and sort out their defensive line, and look how deadly City can be on the counter-attack. Through ball comes in from Kovacic. Intercepted. Looking for Erling Haaland. Vavro is the man making the interception. Throw-in comes in from Alvarez to Erling Haaland. To Oscar Bobb. Here is Julian Alvarez once more for Manchester City. Kovacic now to Oscar Bobb. It's looking lively, Oscar Bobb. Haaland goes for a shot and he gets a corner here for Manchester City. City have looked very lively on these corners. Maybe City have just been working on these set pieces in training because we have that many. It's a useful asset. Arsenal, we've seen this season so far, have looked very good on their set play. And with how attacking Manchester City are, being good on set pieces is a big bonus. We've already seen City score off a couple of corners. Akanji before, as City play a diagonal pass towards Oscar Bobb, intercepting out for another corner. Mordecai, I'd take Rodri off, I'd take Diaz off, and I'd take Haaland off if it was up to me. I don't think Pep wants to show disrespect, so he'll keep them on. As a corner comes in and Alvarez, it's good work, and I think the keeper got a touch and put it over for another corner, but referee notices a bit of infringement and has given a free kick to Copenhagen, which the keeper's going to take quickly there. I mean, I don't really get why Akanji's been penalised there. The defender was all over Akanji rather than it being the other way around. Yeah, there was checking for a penalty there, but they said play can continue, and they're happy for the free kick to be given there. I mean, he was all over Akanji. I don't get how that's a free kick to Copenhagen and not a penalty to Manchester City. I mean, anyone that watches my live streams will know how much of a pet hate it is about how physical players get in the penalty area. The amount of pushing and pulling and general just wrestling players into the ground that goes on and just gets unpenalised is astounding, absolutely astounding. And that's another example. Akanji has no hands on the defender. He's genuinely just challenging for the ball. And he's wrestled to the ground. VAR had a look. VAR said they agree with the referee. I don't understand. Or there's not enough evidence to overturn the referee's decision. But I don't get how that's not a penalty. By the letter of the law, that's a penalty. Now, they'd say that if you gave penalties for that, there'd be penalties all the time. But maybe there should be penalties all the time until players stop doing it. Crazy. Dave says, Borough 1-1. Carrick in. I love the fickleness. I love that. I love that. That's funny. Here's Oscar Bobb. Comes forward. Oh, it's great feat from Oscar Bobb. Fresh from signing his new contract until 2029. £50,000 a week. It's a whopping amount of money for the young Norwegian. And he's really come into his own, Oscar Bobb. Do you know what? I wouldn't rule out Oscar Bobb maybe even starting on Sunday. It's the only spot, really, that's up available. And even... Oh, here's Oscar Bobb now in the penalty area. Oh, he goes for the cheeky little backheel turn. Nearly paid off. Nearly paid off. City do come away with possession still, though. Rodri gives it to Rico Lewis. Oh, Oscar Bobb. Great drop of the shoulder. Can't find Nunes, and Copenhagen can get that one clear. And it's like WWF. Triple H should be proud of that. Mental. I can't believe that it's he's just said it's a free kick to Copenhagen and not a penalty. Honestly, pay attention to the corners. Any game, not just City games. I see it all the time. It bugs me so much. The amount of pushing and pulling that goes on. One day I'll get listened to. One day they'll start penalising. And I'll sit here and I'll say, I told you so. Anyway, we're more than halfway through the first half. I mean, I wonder when Man City are just going to start passing it around and everyone starts going, ole. I see no reason for some of these first teamers to be on this pitch. I see no reason why Young right on the bench can't come on. Why Mahamadou can't come on. Why Mika Hamilton can't come on. I see no reason why they can't. Andy, you're spot on. It was penalised on the pull on Rodri at Old Trafford. Letter of the law is it's a penalty. I just want consistency. It is a foul. He pulled Akanji to the ground. You're not allowed to pull a player to the ground. Mental. Absolutely mental. Anyway, guys, we're doing well on the likes. 39 likes to go for 100 likes. So any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And please do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Links and details, they are in the description. I did put my poll out before of who goes through, and 93% of you think Manchester City are going through. And 7% of you guys thinking Copenhagen go through. Excuse me, I'll run another poll soon. So Sika, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Blessings to you, and love from me to Jamaica as well. 4-1 Manchester City is going for So Sika. Love that. Manchester City 2-0 up. I'll take a couple more goals. It'd be good to keep a clean sheet. Man City love conceding though, don't they? So Sika, we are now. I presume that's you leaving the thumbs up. So salute, my friend. Now 38 likes away from 100 likes. Nadir says concern for the 7% who are back in Copenhagen. I weren't going to mention it. I presume they just don't like Manchester City. So anything against Manchester City, I'm going to vote for that, is what I put that down to. Long ball sent forward by Copenhagen. Should be dealt with by Dias in the air, and is. Kovacic can get his foot onto that, and he'll hack that one clear. Where's this loose ball falling to? Falls to Ruben Dias. Offside flag goes up against Copenhagen. And free kick will go Manchester City's way. I don't understand why I don't just play it on. Julia says, I back Manchester City. I expect no less from Julia. I expect no less. Anyway, here's Alvarez. He's looked good today, Alvarez. Has already got himself an assist and a goal. Here's Oscar Bobb, plays a pass in to the channel. Cut off well by Copenhagen. Here is Rodri. Gives the ball to Kovacic. Finds Gvardiol on the left. Plays a good pass into the channel. I'm trying to think what City might go for on the left-hand side. I'm going to put a little suggestion out there, and you guys are going to think, do you know what? JSGC's chatting waffle here. We've got a bit of a problem on the left-hand side against Liverpool. Jeremy Doku injured and Jack Grealish injured means there's a spot available. Oscar Bobb, you think, might be the option. The other option would be Phil Foden goes on the left and Bernardo on the right, and we go with Kovacic through the middle or Nunes. That's the most logical thinking. My thinking. We could put Nunes out there. Oh, that's great play from Copenhagen. That's a lovely, lovely goal. Copenhagen get that consolation in the tie, but very much back in this game here. It's a lovely, lovely goal. Fans are celebrating like they've won the clash. I love that. That is well worth. That was a brilliant goal from Copenhagen, and they grab a goal and makes it 2-1 on the night and 5-2 on aggregate. That is a well-worked goal, that. Lovely bit of passing in the build-up. As he kept himself on side. He has kept himself on side. A well-timed run. Lovely back heel. Lovely first-time finish past Ederson. It's a great goal. It's a cracking goal, that. And that's Manchester City 2, Copenhagen 1. I appreciate good football and a good goal. And that's good football and that's a good goal. I think, anyway, going back to the Liverpool game, Nadir reckons a Copenhagen back in the tie. No, not for me. We don't want to let them back in, end up conceding a couple of cheap goals. I mean, for example, Copenhagen are attacking City again, and, we go on and concede again immediately after, and you're 2-0 up and you're coasting, and then you find it's 2-2. We've already had that in the Premier League game against Palace, where you just take your eye off the prize and you get punched for it. Because you're dealing with a Champions League last 16 team. So Elyounoussi with a goal, by the way, for Copenhagen. It was a lovely finish. But yeah, no, I'm not concerned. Manchester City just need to... I don't want to say be careful, because they know that. They just need to be wary to ensure that there's no further damage. Anyway, going back to what I was speaking about with the Liverpool game and what we could potentially do on the left-hand side, we will go with Nathan Ake at the back, which means Josko Gvardiol won't start in Man City's defence. And I'm wondering whether Gvardiol might be an option on that left wing for Manchester City. I know he doesn't have the best of end products that we've seen so far, but may just help Man City solidify up on that left-hand side, in particular if Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mo Salah are both fit for that game. We always speak about the importance of Jack Grealish and the extra protection on that left-hand side, and Gvardiol could be that protection if you're looking for like. If it were up to me, I'd go Phil Foden left wing, Bernardo right wing, Erling Haaland up top. And I don't think I'd take the risk and start Alvarez, although Alvarez has played well here so far, first 31 minutes. I think I'd go with Kovacic, along with De Bruyne, Rodri and Stones. That'd be mine. Fans are jumping up and down for FC Copenhagen. They're having a good time. You see, Nadir, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see Alvarez start that game against Liverpool. It's dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, Copenhagen are in the penalty area and a shot is blocked, and Copenhagen continuing to take the game to City, and another shot comes in and blocked well. So, Sika, you are right, giving the away fans something to cheer about, because they've travelled all that way. They want to celebrate their team scoring a goal. They've scored a goal at the home of the European champions. They've not had a first good 15 minutes, but they've grown back into the game. They're attacking Manchester City, and they're causing problems. With how Copenhagen are doing at the moment, means Man City maybe aren't going to make the subs that we want to make in the second half. Offside flag goes up there against Copenhagen. That gives Man City a bit of respite. I don't think Copenhagen are going to stop trying in this game. They're always going to just look to try and score goals, and they might lose 5-2, 5-3. They're not that fussed. They'd rather lose 5-2, 5-3 than lose 6-7-0. And this is the joy that you have with the Champions League. It's not like Premier League where teams just shut up shop 2-3-0 down and say, you know what, we'll damage limitations, we'll leave it there. You'll get a crazy scoreline. You see crazy scorelines all the time in the Champions League, in particular when games aren't that close. And sometimes teams just don't know any other way. They don't know how to defend, so we won't defend, we'll just attack. Ultimately, you may score 5 or 6 goals, but we're going to try and score 2 or 3, and we're happy with that. Better than losing 3-0 like Bayern Munich did, or 4-0 like Real Madrid did in the latter stages last season. I'd like to see a little bit more control from Manchester City, knocking the ball around a bit better. They just seem to look for that killer pass all the time. Here's Alvarez, goes for a shot as the ball taken away from under his feet, and Grabara can collect that. Renzo says, we're not that good this season, let's be honest. We've not been at our best. We haven't found the heights that we've seen from previous seasons, I agree with that, but we're still competitive, I think. And I still think we've got every chance of having a very successful season. Even though in terms of how fluid we play, we haven't found them heights that we've been looking for that we hit last season. But think back to this stage last season, it was only roundabout now that Manchester City started to gel together and look formidable, to be fair. And, we get the job done today, and if we can get to Anfield and win, that might just be the catalyst to spur Manchester City on to do incredible things again. The team's more than capable. Middlesbrough now 2-1 up. Dave says, Carrick is a god. Nadir, I agree that 7-0 against Leipzig just kind of, I think it's just spurred Manchester City on, and we had little moments throughout the months of March and April that just gave the team the confidence. I think Manchester City felt like they believed that they could win the Champions League when we beat Bayern Munich that night at the Etihad in the first leg of the quarter-final, 3-0. I felt like that result was a statement win to say, you've got Europe's best and Europe's elite. We've not only beaten them, we've humiliated them. We're going to knock them out, and we believe that we've got what it takes to win the game. And I think once we'd done the same to Real Madrid, it was only ever going to be one-way traffic for me in Istanbul. Weren't the best of games in Istanbul. We did what we needed to do to win the game. Champions League finals are normally very scrappy games. Lessons learned from 2021. And we go on and do unprecedented things in 2023. So Sika says, we're a great team, that we play great under pressure. We do. It's so underappreciated. Everybody's always looking to try and find digs at Manchester City without actually watching, looking and appreciating what they see from Manchester City, because what Pep Guardiola's got at Manchester City is a mentality for winning that's so unusual. They keep saying Jurgen Klopp's the better manager, but I think the only fair comparison that I've seen in my lifetime of following football to Pep is what Sir Alex Ferguson managed to achieve with Manchester United, and a length of period of domination. It's one thing to win a cup every now and then. It's one thing to try and break records, but Manchester City just continue to go from strength to strength. It's absolutely unbelievable how on earth Manchester City remain motivated to go on and win a 4th Premier League and win another Champions League and win another FA Cup after doing it last season. It'd be so easy for Man City just to say, do you know what? We're in a little bit of a honeymoon period. We've been there, done that, worn the T-shirt. We've done it all before. We've got nothing left to prove, nothing left to achieve. We can take our foot off the gas. And so many teams and so many players do go on to do that. Yet Manchester City find themselves here in the business end of the season, where if we win our next 2 games, Man City are favourites for not only the Champions League, if we go through to the quarter-final, which is what we're expecting, but favourites for the Premier League and favourites for the FA Cup, which means we could do back-to-back trebles. Now, really think about that, because everyone will just continue to say 115 charges and this has happened and that has happened without, as I said, just appreciating what Pep can do, what he has achieved, and what he's getting this Manchester City team to do, because it's just never been seen before, not only in the Premier League, but in England before. It's absolutely unbelievable. And I will say that if this was Man United, Liverpool or Arsenal doing and achieving what Manchester City have, for the next 20 years you wouldn't hear the end of it. So I'm very thankful for that. When I started supporting Manchester City, that was right in the early parts of the 2000s. I was still getting the back end of Man United's treble win. Never stopped hearing Manchester United fans piping up about their achievements. And Liverpool's achievement in the comeback win in Istanbul in 2005. Manchester United winning their second Champions League trophy as well. Never really shut up about things. And to me, they're all good, really great achievements. But I don't hear enough appreciation for Manchester City because people are just too busy reading their own narrative to give respect to what's being achieved by these phenomenal players. Oh, it's lovely football, this, from Manchester City. And Alvarez finds a shot and Copenhagen can get it clear. Andy, you're right. It's 25 years on, you still hear about Manchester United. To be fair, Man United aren't having much success, so they've got nothing else to shout about. When Liverpool's not doing very well, you watch how they always just say 6 Champions League trophies. What Man City are building right now is we may go for a little period where we don't go on and win that much or be that successful. And then we'll just keep going back to the time when we was successful to let everybody know we were really successful. We achieved a domestic treble. We achieved the treble. We won 3 Premier Leagues in a row. Maybe we're going to win 4, something nobody's ever done before. We might do back-to-back Champions Leagues, which, if memory serves me right, I think only Liverpool and I want to say Nottingham Forest have achieved. That goes out of play. Goes out of play. Throw into Copenhagen. Boy Racer, thanks for tuning in. Reckons, hoping we don't harp on about the past. I'll address that in a second. It's not the greatest of balls from Copenhagen. I think it's just natural for people to do it. I think people just think about the good times. How often do you hear people speaking about or dwelling on things that they enjoyed in the past? You know, people go back to moments in their life that they really enjoyed and then always trying to chase that high, so to speak. Remember when we went on that really good holiday? Remember when we did this? Remember when we did that? That was great. So when things aren't going your way, you think back to the good times, is what I presume people are going on about. I think the big difference you've got between the likes of Arsenal, United and Liverpool fans and Manchester City fans is City fans tend to be a lot more humble. They don't really shout up about things that have been achieved because I think there's still very much a typical City mentality amongst a lot of fans. They expect at some point that Man City will just turn back into typical Manchester City and they'll all just say, do you remember that roller coaster of a ride? What a ride it was, and that's all you'll hear about it. Is Rodri for Manchester City coming forward. Nearing in half time. There's not really too much been happening. Andy says, Allison said, how often do we hear about England winning the World Cup 58 years ago? We hear about it all too often. You know, that was, nearly 30 years before I was born. Everyone always bring up 66, and everybody knows about 66. England beating West Germany in the final. I think it was 4-2. We've seen the highlights. We know the trophy went missing and it turned up in a park. We had the history lesson on it, so it's a great achievement. It deserves to be chirped on about. Anyway, free kick here for City. Alvarez puts the ball into the box. Not the best. Headed clear. And Copenhagen are going to come away with the second ball here. Not the best of balls forward. That's actually good defending from Alvarez to read the situation there. But yeah, I think I'm just getting on with... I think the point I'm making is I think people just like to look back to the good times. And good times in football are when you are successful or when you're having a good time out with your friends and family, following your team up and down. And all those that have followed Manchester City over this very successful period that we're having will look back on it with fond memories. I know I will. As I said, they could charge us with every single charge of 115 charges. They could kick us to tier 10 of English football. I'll still be there watching Manchester City and I'll still be there saying, wow, what an achievement that was that we did. Winning the treble, domestic treble, Centurion season. What players and managers we had. What a privilege it was to watch such world-class, elite football gloriness. I don't think I'd go as far to start rubbing people's faces in it and making them points that some of the more annoying fans tend to do. I've never been one of those to brag and basically be a wind-up merchant. It's not really me. I don't think it's really a lot of Manchester City fans either. You know, we follow our football club, we have a good time, and we leave it there. Julia like the commemorative World Cup stamps. Of course, England's in European Championship action this summer in Germany. You'll once again be hearing all about it's coming home until eventually it doesn't come home. And then we don't hear about anything until 2 years later when it's the next major tournament. That's how things go here in England. I mean, what tournaments have we seen? I've seen 2002, 2004, 2006. We didn't qualify in 2008 for the European Championships. 2010, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, which took place in 21. World Cup 2022, and now we've got 2024. And nothing's delivered for England yet. And I'm not too sure this year will, although they've got the players to do so. I just don't think they've got the manager to do so. Oh, you know, not much is happening in the game when I'm speaking about England. First of 3 minutes added on. I feel like we're all just going through the motions. We're just waiting for Man City to ultimately go through to the quarterfinals. I mean, it'd be good for City to just push first 5-10 minutes of this second half. Get that third goal that really wraps this tie up. Get the young lads on and get the key players off. Key players for me, Ruben Dias, Rodri, Erling Haaland. Grab a goal early second half, take them off because we can cope with everybody else. And go from there. That's what I'd be doing. Here's Akanji then. Hey, it'd be good if we can get that before half-time. I'd be saying make them subs at half-time. As we're now 31 likes away from 100 likes. Don't forget to subscribe as well. That'd be much appreciated. And also don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the descriptions. So Six says, I'm just glad I stuck with them from when I started following City in the mid-2000s. You're not too far off when I started following them. As Haaland has a shot. And there's the goal for Manchester City. And that was that third goal that I was saying. Now I make the subs. Start thinking about Liverpool. Start thinking about Liverpool. That is the deal. Signed, sealed and sorted. Manchester City now leading by 3-1 on the night and 6-2 on aggregate. And it is, of course, a goal for Erling Haaland. And it's as good as that. He's onside. Everything's good. Yeah, I make them subs. You've got to make them subs at half-time, Pep. It's got to happen. Got to be making them subs. Haaland off. Diaz off. Rodri off. He goes for the near post. It's a really good finish, that, from Erling Haaland. Goes through the legs of the defender. Looks for the near post. Maybe takes a slight nick. Just wrong foots the keeper. And that'll be a goal. And Haaland will be happy with... scored a goal. I'm happy with that. Okay, Erling, not a problem. Start saving your legs for Anfield. There is the half-time whistle. Manchester City then leading by 3-1, 6-2 up on aggregate. We're now 30 likes away. Let's get them likes up, guys. 30 likes to go. Let's make it another 100 liked live stream. That would be absolutely brilliant. Rightio then, let's go to today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Let's have a look at the stats and the scores from around the grounds. So, statistics for this game, how are we looking? Manchester City, 70% possession so far, 30% possession for FC Copenhagen. City with 8 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals, 1 goalkeeping gaff, 1 brilliant finish from Erling Haaland, and of course, seeing the opening goal come in for Manchester City, which came from Manuel Akanji from that volley from the corner. So that's what set us up here with Elyounoussi scoring a good goal for FC Copenhagen as well. So Manchester City, 3 shots on target, 3 goals, clinical, We need to save this clinical touch for Anfield. Anyway, 4 corners for Manchester City. Corners have looked pretty good for City today. And kudos to Julian Alvarez taking the corners for City. 4 corners for City, 1 for FC Copenhagen. 2 free kicks for City, 4 for FC Copenhagen. 4 throw-ins for City, 5 for Copenhagen, and 2 goal kicks apiece. No big chances for Manchester City, which shows how clinical they really have been. It's not even big opportunities being created. It's just City, when they've had the opportunity, have put them away. 1 big opportunity for FC Copenhagen, which was, of course, put away. Man City have hit the woodwork once through Rodri. We followed that up about 10 seconds later with Julian Alvarez scoring through that gaff from Grabara in goal. 7 shots for City inside the box, 1 outside the box, 3 shots inside the box for Copenhagen, and 1 outside the box. In terms of passes, City at 407 passes, a 92% pass completion rate, 170 passes for FC Copenhagen at a pass completion rate of 83%. City connected with 2 of their 5 crosses so far at a 40% cross completion rate, and just 1 of 3 crosses, 0 or 2 crosses completed for FC Copenhagen, so that's at 0%. In terms of dribbles, 4 of 7 completed for City at 57%, and 1 of 3 completed for FC Copenhagen at 33%. City have lost possession 45 times, Copenhagen have lost it 44 times. Copenhagen, though, dominating the duels, won more aerial duels won and more total duels won as well. And no surprise with Manchester City leading here by 3-1 in a pretty comfortable game so far. In terms of defensive stats, 5 tackles apiece for both teams, but Copenhagen have had more interceptions and more clearances as well. One thing I'm keeping an eye on, expected goal rate, very similar, 0.44 for Manchester City and 0.43 for FC Copenhagen. That clinical touch very much showing here from Manchester City. So City leading by 3-1 here. At half-time and 6-2 on aggregate. Remember, all the stuff I just provided for you guys there, I am providing through my video sponsor, SofaScore. Free app to download, links and details there in the description, also in the live chat, and also you can use the QR code on screen. Just going around the grounds, Real Madrid against Leipzig, half-time, that's 0-0. Real Madrid leading by, I think it's 1-0 on aggregate. And in the other game in Europe, taking place in the Europa League knockout stage, it's Sporting Lisbon taking on Atalanta. That game has finished in Portugal 1-1. So you've got the second leg taking place next week. You got some games taking place in England today in the Championship. Cardiff 1, Huddersfield 0 is rolling to the second half. Middlesbrough 2, Norwich 1, Watford 0, Swansea 1, and Queen's Park Rangers 1, West Bromwich Albion 2. Southampton Preston North End has been postponed today due to a fire just by St Mary's Stadium. So that game has been postponed due to safety concerns, I think, there, as I'm sure Mixed Preston North End fan will be disappointed of not having a game tonight. And all the fans that have travelled down there, of course, thoughts are with them there. So a fair trek for all the Preston fans to travel down to not end up having a game. So at least to get back at a more respectable time is the only consolation there. No other games taking place in England. You've got FA Women's League Cup. Arsenal women's side of 4-0 up against Aston Villa at home. I'm not going to start reading scores out from Serie C. We're not that bad just yet. John Conway, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. IQ as well, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. Sam as well says, how's it going, Jay? Like the rotation that Pep did. I like the rotation that Pep did as well. It's keeping players fresh. We've got 6 players rotated. They're now nice and fresh for Anfield. Got 3 players still on the pitch. Diaz, Rodri, Haaland. Get them off the pitch. Let them have 45 minutes off here. No risk of injury. And we're good to go. As we're now 29 likes away from 100 likes, guys. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. And finally, before I do crack on with today's halftime entertainment provided for by my partner channel Mixed, links and details there in the description. Go and like and subscribe over there. I want to say a huge shout out to So Sicker. So just downloaded the SofaScore app, helping to support the future content created here on my channel. So if you're watching this, SofaScore app, It's free to download. Link in the description. Press that link. Download the app. Go and check it out. That would be much appreciated. It does help to support the future content created here on my channel. So, Mixid, over to you with the halftime entertainment for today. It's the perfect version of the screwball cocktail from The Alchemist. Sit back, relax, and I'll see you guys all ready for the second half.
What's going on, guys? Mixid here, back again for another summer cocktail, and like I said, this is the perfect version of the screwball. Third time's the charm, and I think I know why. I've not quite got it right. Like I said, it's been near enough perfect, 99% perfect, but this time we're aiming for 100%. It is the screwball. Like I said, it's the famous version from The Alchemist, and I know why. It's always been dark blue now, and I can finally reveal the secret recipe to it. It's a white chocolate foam. You put it in the shaker with it, and that's what turns it that nice sky blue colour, as I will show you guys how to make the perfect version of the screwball. Let's do this. Let's get straight into it. But if you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe for more cocktails like this as we do cocktails, drinks, anything in the imagination on this channel. So the first thing you want to do, guys, is get your tin shaker and put in 4 to 5 ice cubes. Right, so let's build this cocktail now. Right, so get your jigger, and now let's start off with 40ml, which is 1.3 ounce of apple juice. Can you use cloudy apple juice? But I'm not, I'm just using apple juice. Next ingredient to the tin, guys, is 25ml, just short of 1 ounce of raspberry vodka. Like I said, if you've never had this cocktail before, I highly recommend it. You get it from that because it's absolutely beautiful. Especially got a sweet tooth. It's a really nice cocktail screwball. Let's say it brings back many happy memories of being a child. So next ingredient to the tin, guys, is 25ml, just short of 1 ounce of blue curacao. Let's say it turns it that famous blue colour. Next into the tin to give it its distinct flavour is 25ml, or just short of 1 ounce of bubblegum syrup. Next is 50ml, or half an ounce of citric acid dilution. You can use lime juice if you wish. For this, it's a lot more clearer. And now, to give it its sky blue colour, 100ml, just over 3 ounces of a white chocolate foam. So the thing to do now is put your glass on. Give it a bang so it's secure, and then give it a nice hard shake, 8 to 10 seconds to get nice and chilled. As you can see, guys, we finally got the colour right. That's what I've been looking for a very long time. Mine's also turned out sky blue, and it's a white chocolate foam that's done it. So that is a nice sky blue colour you're looking for the screwball cocktail. So get a rocks glass now and put in 3 big ice cubes, maybe 2. Until we do it. So 2 big ice cubes. So give this a bang now to separate. Put your Hawthorne strainer on. Was that? And now strain into your rocks glass. And just look at that beautiful sky blue colour. We've finally got this drink right. It's the right colour. I've always got the taste right, but it's also been the colour. Just look how beautiful that colour is. Absolutely perfection. So the final thing to do now is to garnish it with a little bit of white chocolate foam on top. And then to finish it off, guys, just add a maraschino cherry. There it is. What I like to do now, because I sort of bartender to do it, like I said, it's always been a custom of mine, is to add a little bit of maraschino sauce into it. So I've always done like this. But so this is optional, you don't have to do it, you don't have to put it into the drink, but I always like it. So something that's sort of stuck by me ever since I saw it for the first time. But that, my friends, it's the perfect version of the screwball cocktail. Third time I'm asking, that's a charm, and I'm happy with the results. I cannot wait to taste it. And there we go, the perfect version of the screwball. I cannot wait to taste this. I'm in heaven. It's absolutely nailed it. It makes it better. The white chocolate foam, like I said, it's already delicious, the previous 2 attempt, but with the sky blue colour now, there's that famous screwball colour I've been looking for. If you got a sweet tooth, this is the drink for you. I highly recommend it. So if you ever go to the Alchemist, I recommend you try this cocktail, or you can get it from the Alchemist cocktail book. So we'll leave it in the description below, a link to this if you wish to get it as well. But the white chocolate foam changes everything. That is 10 out of 10. You will do very well to beat this cocktail. It's absolutely beautiful. It just tastes like a screwball. So many memories, so many tastes are coming back to me. If you've ever had the screwball, I recommend this. It's just beautiful. It's 10 out of 10, and I finally got it right. First time in basking. Previous 2 have been very good attempts, but this one is perfection. Finally, at last, I have nailed it. That is the screwball cocktail. And you just can't beat it. Like I said, for the summer cocktail, you just cannot beat the screwball cocktail. I highly recommend it. I can't say that enough. I highly recommend it. Beautiful sweet tooth. If you've got a sweet tooth, this is a cocktail go-to. It's very sweet, it's very nice, and it's got booze in it as well. Like I said, just everything about it is beautiful. It's voila. 10 out of 10, like I said, this is my masterpiece, like I said, so congratulations to the Alchemist. Like I said, I've always loved this recipe. I'm glad they brought back the screwball onto the menu. I'm so happy. But that, guy, is the perfect version of the screwball. So I say, if you've ever been to Alchemist, do visit him, do get this cocktail. It's very nice. They do many more variations. Because the science behind it's just absolutely fantastic, and they will wow you. And I highly recommend you visit him. Because they're all across the UK if you ever get a chance to visit their bars. But that, guys, has been the screwball, the perfect version of the screwball from the Alchemist cocktail book. Do let me know in the comments, have you ever tried this? Have you ever made it for yourselves? I do recommend. But I've been Mixed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mixed. It really does help the channel grow, so we're on the road to 2K. And I will see you guys for my next cocktail video, which will be tippery. Cheers. You've got to go a long way to beat this cocktail, and I really mean that. That is just, oh, it's their signature for Alchemist. It's absolutely their signature. Do not ever get rid of this cocktail, Alchemist. Do not get rid of it, ever. It's got to say, if you ever have a chance to learn, I recommend you make that as well. It's got to say, it's a very nice cocktail as well.
Thank you very much there to Mixed for providing today's halftime entertainment, the perfect version of the screwball. Very delicious, I can confirm, and very well made as well there from Aaron. So thank you very much to him for providing today's halftime entertainment, and that perfectly aligns with the start here of the second half. Manchester City have opted to make one change, and that's Sergio Gomez coming on and Rodri comes off. Ruben Dias and Erling Haaland remain on the pitch, and I'm not too sure how long they're going to remain on the pitch for. Surely not too much longer, with Manchester City leading 3-1 on the night and 6-2 on aggregate. And thank you to everybody that's tuned in so far. Rodders wanting more goals. Andy says, should be renamed the MCFC cocktail with a nice sky blue colour, as Copenhagen could be in here, and Manchester City do well to just scramble that one back under control. Mateo Kovacic it was, dropping deep there to help Manchester City out, so he's going into defensive midfield in place of Rodri. Danny, thanks for tuning in, says, I don't know what I've tuned into, but that looks mint. The cocktail looked absolutely fantastic, didn't it? And that's my half-time entertainment, so I do live watch-alongs. I do all the build-up, normally around half an hour before the game. We speak about the teams, we have a good time. I then do a match commentary and like a live reaction and a little bit of a match watch-along. We have a lot of interaction here. We have fun. And then at half-time, I normally go through the statistics. I'll then go through all the scores from around the grounds, and then I'll put on some half-time entertainment, which is normally by my partner channel, Mixed, which was today's one, which is what you just saw. And then we do live watch-along through the second half, and then I'll do my live reaction for 5 or 10 minutes after the game. And that's that. That's pretty much how it works. Andy Scott is a beautiful, beautiful colour. Andy, not liking Sergio Gomez, says everything was going so well, and then Gomez has appeared. Sergio Gomez is a good player. I'm hoping we'll get more opportunities for him out wide. I feel like that's maybe his best position, but we don't really see too much from Sergio Gomez, to be fair, and I can potentially see him and Stefan Ortega-Moreno leaving in the summer, which I think could be a bit of a shame, and losing more depth to Manchester City's squad. So Sika, it's an awesome drink, isn't it? It's a nice, good score there. Can't get any more perfect than a 10 out of 10. And Dalton saying it looks beautiful, but I still think the old-fashioned, the best cocktail of all time. It's an interesting question about what's the best cocktail of all time. I do enjoy the screwball that Mixed just made there. I don't think it's an all-timer. I think a frozen strawberry daiquiri is right up there with one of my favourites. But I like rum, so that's just me. FC Copenhagen give the ball away. Gillett is not getting the ball under control, and that goes out of play for a throw into Manchester City. City then just knocking it around. Here's Rico Lewis to Kovacic. Can't be easy for... I say it can't be easy. Don't want anybody feeling sorry for Manchester City, but motivation becomes a big factor here, because this tie is done and dusted. It's over. Manchester City are going through to the quarter-final, so what do you use for motivation to keep going here when you know that everything's all done and dusted and sorted? The only thing that might kick Man City back into gear and into action is Copenhagen grabbing a goal, because if they don't, I think Man City would just be happy to coast this without using up any energy whatsoever, considering we've got a big game against Liverpool coming up on Sunday. That's just me anyway. We're now 25 likes, guys, away from 100 likes, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Do subscribe as well, that would be much appreciated, and do check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description, in the live chat, and also on the screen. English Dawn, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. 4 minutes tick away here in the second half, and Manchester City very much on their way to the quarter-final, which is job done. I am still keeping an eye on that Real Madrid game, because it is 0-0 there. 1-0 on aggregate to Real Madrid, and any goal for RB Leipzig, and all of a sudden that tie opens up as Haaland gets in a bit of space and has a shot blocked. It falls surprisingly back to him. I don't think anybody was expecting that, including Haaland himself, so City have to pass it backwards. We're now 24 likes away from 100 likes. It'd be good if we can have another 100 liked live stream, and Gvardiol gets himself forward there. Good work that, and good show of strength from Josko Gvardiol as well. Here is Sergio Gomez then to Oscar Bobb. Nearly gives the ball away. Falls to Ruben Dias, and he'll just pass it to Akanji under pressure. Does well there. Akanji's had a good game so far, hasn't he? I feel like this business end of the season, I say Man City, you start to get the best out of them. I feel like we start to get the best out of Manuel Akanji in the business end of the season as well. Mainly because I feel like he gets used in his stronger positions, either on the left or on the right, just not through the centre. I don't think that's his forte. Put him on the left or put him on the right, give him some partners, and Akanji looks good. Give him the responsibility through the middle, and yeah, we'll reserve that for the likes of Ruben Dias, Nathan Ake, and John Stones. They're the options there for City. Here is Nunes then to Akanji. He finds Ruben Dias. He's going to go backwards, captain in Manchester City this evening with Kyle Walker on the bench. Back to Ederson. Ederson back to Ruben Dias. The player 1-2, and Man City can pivot and push themselves forward here. Copenhagen got everybody inside the Manchester City half right now. Can't be easy for them. 6-2 down on aggregate, 3-1 down on the night. No real motivation. They've got that goal that they were looking for to let their away fans celebrate. They know that they're going out, and they know they're more than likely going to lose this game, so they don't want it to be embarrassing. As I said before, they're not going to want to lose by 4, 5, 6 goals. My next question is, do Manchester City want to win by that many? Because I think Man City are just probably happy just to knock this around and have some shots and see if they go in. Here's Kovacic then to Gomez, to Rico Lewis. Man City have got 2 or 3 players warming up on the touchline. Sergio Gomez to Oscar Bobb. Can't find him, and Copenhagen get that under control and should get it clear as well. They do send it up the line, and that's well defended by Gvardiol. He goes down, he wants a free kick. He finds the pass though, and Man City can have a bit of possession. And here's Alvarez. First half got himself a goal and an assist. Oh, here's Copenhagen coming forward on the counter-attack. So sicker. I'd love to come to Jamaica and try some Caribbean rum. I love rum. Got some rum in the background. I think my camera... No, my camera definitely can't see it. I can just about see Havana Club right back there, and there's some white Blanca rum just behind on the other side. Rum-based drinks are very nice. I like rum-based drinks. I prefer it to vodka. Oh, that's good work from Kovacic. He wants a free kick. He gets a free kick as well. Really good work that from Kovacic. I think from what I've seen this evening, I think Kovacic is the player I go for to start at Anfield. I move Foden left, Bernardo right, alternate them. Kovacic goes through the middle and partners De Bruyne, I think, is what I would go for. So my team then for Liverpool would be Ederson in goal. Back three made up of Walker, Diaz, Ake, John Stones, Rodri, Kovacic, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Foden, Haaland. That'd be my team. Few unlucky players to miss out. Alvarez, Akanji. Where do you fit Akanji in? You're not going to go for Akanji through the middle and drop Diaz, surely. Surely not. Here's Matheus Nunes. Out to say at the Etihad, looking a bit flat at the away end and making all the noise at the mo. Rico Lewis goes down. Free kick here then for City. Out on the right-hand side. A good crossing position to put something into the box. City happy to send Diaz, Akanji and Gvardiol forward here. Alvarez stood over it. Haaland in the middle as well. Oh, Ruben Dias has got his shorts rolled up. He means business. Ball comes in from Alvarez. City can't win the header. Falls to Gomez, edge of the penalty area. Has a shot on his weaker right foot blocked. Falls to Julian Alvarez. He can find his pass to Nunes. He's got a chance to put another ball into the box here. He's waiting for an overlap to come in. An overlap did come. Doesn't use it. Uses it now. Alvarez sends it deep above Haaland. Only as far as Gvardiol. He'll find Gomez. He tries to play a pass through to Oscar Bobb. That goes out of play. That looked like it went out for a corner. He gives the throw in. Looked like it went out for a corner for me. English Dawn. I love this home shirt. It's one of my favourites. There's been a lot of kits we've had recently that's just not been anywhere near close to my favourites. But this is right up there. This is right up there with the 2010 Umbro shirt that City had. That was a lovely shirt. I love that home shirt. One of my favourites. I'm trying to think what other favourites. There was a Man City, I can't remember what year it was, like 3, 4. Do you have a 3 or 4? The white away shirt where we had Nicolas Anelka with the... Was it black and red diagonal? Was it black and red? I think it was. That went across. And it was a white shirt. I can't remember if it might have been a third kit. That was smart. That was one of my favourite kits growing up. I always liked the AC Milan colours as well. So one we had. Was it last season? I liked that one. And back in like 2010 or 11... literally the horizontal stripes was a nice one. Oh, so sick of recommending the Ray and Nephew rum. That is mixed language. He's got some Ray and Nephew rum. And it's strong. I have tried some. It's strong. Copenhagen then chucking on a couple of substitutions, just over half an hour left here. Bardghji coming on for Achuri. And the other substitution being made by Copenhagen is going to be Fro Holt coming off, and Magnus Madsen, goal scorer of Copenhagen's goal in Denmark against Manchester City from the first leg. So sick of, thank you. That's the team I'd go for if it was up to me. I don't want Pep to overthink it. We need a 10 out of 10 performance at Anfield, though, whoever goes out. It needs to be a 10 out of 10 performance from everybody. That's what it's going to take to win there. I think Phil Foden's pivotal to that. As Gomez goes with a really good ball across the box, right across the 6-yard box. Nobody was there. There's a good ball by Gomez on the left. Here's FC Copenhagen looking to spring a counter-attack, getting 5 forward here. They've got the run of 2 as well. Used on the right-hand side. Can they find anything into the box? They've been forced backwards, and that's allowed City to get the reinforcements back. Now City have got everybody back inside their own half, as we're now 22 likes, guys, away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Let's see if we can get it down to less than 20 soon. That would be brill. Also, don't forget to subscribe and do check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Links and details there in the description. Very close now to the hour mark here. 59 minutes into the 60th minute. Manchester City leading by 3-1 on the night and 6-2 on aggregate. Just having a look at the other game in the Champions League. It is in the 62nd minute, still 0-0 between Real Madrid and Leipzig. Madrid are leading by 1-0 on aggregate. Remember, an RB Leipzig goal, and that will send things to extra time. So, a very close game there in Madrid. Here is Oscar Bobb dropping deep, bringing Manchester City forward. Gomez points where he wants the ball. The ball never comes. He's gone through the centre. Alvarez then to Nunes on the right. Rico Lewis provides an option there. He doesn't use him. He gets into the penalty area here, Nunes. He's not got any option, so he has to go to Akanji on the outside of the penalty area. Here's Kovacic to Ruben Dias. Here is Gvardiol. To Kovacic now. Finds Rico Lewis. Back to Ruben Dias. Man City again, just in firm control here. Firm control. Here is Sergio Gomez. I've been pretty impressed since Sergio Gomez came on, actually, if I'm honest. Put a good ball into the box. He's been knocking the ball around. He's been doing a lot of running. Here's Kovacic to Bobb. Finds Alvarez. Gomez back to Alvarez. Gomez got nowhere to go, so he'll just work the ball backwards. He'll give the ball to Akanji. English Dawn says, one of the best City kits ever. The Bert Troutman FA Cup Final 1956. Maroon with the white pinned stripes. It's a smart kit. Love the classics. I like the shirts when they had no sponsors on them. Your traditional football shirt. I'll be honest, I'm not a real football shirts fan. If I'm honest. I wear them on stream so everyone knows I'm a Manchester City fan if you couldn't tell from the channel name. But apart from when I'm on stream, I never really wear them. That's why you never see me wear them, or very rarely wear any City shirts when doing any of my videos other than my live streams. Copenhagen did just go close. Ball into the box, just slightly beyond the striker. English Dawn, a fan of the traditional as well. No sponsors. Numbers 1 to 11. There you go. And your number represents your position. That's what you're doing. If you're wearing a number 11 shirt, you're playing up top. I'm trying to think who might have like the most craziest number at City, where their number just doesn't represent their position. Oh, that's great work from Oscar Bobb. I mean, Phil Foden has to be right up there, number 47. What's a number 47? Referees to stop the play. There's 2 balls on the pitch. There we go. And I've got 1 ball on the pitch, so we can resume. Right, guys, let's get them likes up. 22 likes to go to 100 likes. Let's make it another 100 like live stream. That will be absolutely brilliant. And English Dawn, I'm sure Mixed would like that reference there with Tom Finney. And number 47. Phil Foden says he likes the number 47. He's not going to differentiate away from the number 47. I mean, what could he wear if he weren't going for the number 47, Phil? I reckon Phil would suit a number 7. Right, Johnny Stones is coming on. Vinicius Jr. has just given Real Madrid the lead, and there's that breathing room that Real Madrid want. 2-0 up now on aggregate, and that should be Real Madrid joining Manchester City, PSG and Bayern Munich in the quarter-final. I'm not too sure I'd like to see Johnny Stones coming on at this point. I don't really see the point in bringing him on and running the risk for the next 25 minutes of him picking up an injury, but here we are. I wonder who this is going to be for. Maybe Kovacic. Could be Haaland or Diaz. We'll see. Here's City coming forward. Pep wants a bit of intensity. Bobb plays a ball into Haaland. Rico Lewis now finds Alvarez. Here is Akanji on the right. Finds Kovacic. Here's Gomez. Andy says 47 is a family connection for Phil. It is. So I don't think he'll move away from it. And it's a unique, unusual number, so he'll be able to brand a number 47 as well. You know, we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo brand the CR7 brand. Before him, you had David Beckham with the number 7 brand. Lionel Messi in his number 10. Here's Copenhagen through 2 passes. Find themselves defending to attacking, and that should be a free kick somewhere. Although it could be even better, and it's a shot that's a good save from Ederson. City want the offside flag. It doesn't come, and that could easily have been 3-2 on the night. It's a good save from Ederson. Rico Lewis just works it back to Ederson here, and I think City would like to make their substitution very soon. Here's Gomez to Diaz. Launches this one long towards Haaland. Gets the flick on. Target man Erling Haaland. Nunes gives the ball away, and Copenhagen can come away with it. That's a good ball. Really good ball from Copenhagen. They play some good stuff, Copenhagen, at times. I can see how they've caused some trouble in their Champions League group stage. Ruben Dias goes in with a sliding challenge. Goes against him with, I think, a corner to Copenhagen there. Excuse me. As Orban has just scored for Leipzig. 2-1 on aggregate there. 1-1 on the night. Ruben Dias it is then that comes off for Johnny Stones. Who's going to get the armband is the next question. So Ruben Dias having his legs saved for the match at Anfield on Sunday. Copenhagen can make their own changes as well. I see... I think it's Clem coming off Haaland. And Cornelius is coming on for Oskarsson. So Sika and a couple of us alerted me that RB Leipzig have found that equaliser. They have. It's 2-1 on the night now on aggregate. Sorry, not 2-1 on the night. 1-1 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. Corner then for Copenhagen. Whipped in. Can't win the header. Falls to the edge of the penalty area. Can they get another ball into the box? So, Haaland is not the one that plays for Man United, but it is his brother that's on. As we're now 21 likes away from 100 likes, guys. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Do subscribe. Don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, Sofa Score. Links and details there in the description. Getting into the last 20 minutes of the game. And again, a chance here for Copenhagen to put something into the box. I like that Erling Haaland stayed back to help City defend in case any balls do come into the box. Copenhagen just working the ball backwards. Erling Haaland's playing centre-back for Manchester City. City do well just to force Copenhagen back. And Erling Haaland races himself forward. And drop of the shoulder there from Copenhagen. They can come in and potentially work an attack here on the left-hand side. Cross comes in and Akanji reads that really well. Finds the clearance. Kovacic found the head on that, but only to a Copenhagen player, and another ball comes in towards the box. It's very deep, too deep, and out for a goal kick to Manchester City. So a little storm weathered there by City. Here's John Stones then for Manchester City. Gives the ball to Rico Lewis. Here's Ederson. Kovacic now for Manchester City. As we are now 20 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Just 20 more to go. Let's make it another 100 like live stream, everybody. So if you're watching this and you haven't already, please do leave a thumbs up. Here's Johnny Stones. Gives the ball to Kovacic. We're getting towards that point again, guys, where we're just kind of going through the motions, aren't we? Just waiting for the next 19 minutes to be done, so Manchester City can say we're in the quarterfinals and we can go from there. I think it's important these next 90 minutes that City get out with the result that we've got here. Don't concede anymore. I'm not too fussed if we don't go on to score anymore. I just want to come out injury free and win this game. That's what I'm bothered about. And as soon as I say that, Nunes goes down injured here for Manchester City. Here's Rico Lewis, surrounded out. Man City want to stop the game. Referee now is going to allow the game to be stopped. Physios can come on now. In the meantime, Man City preparing a substitution. They're talking about a dislocation. Has Nunes dislocated his knee? I can sympathise with that. I dislocated my knee last year. Recovery time's a few weeks. All depends on swelling around and has any damage been done. Your ACL can be done in the same way. So Matheus Nunes is going to come off regardless. Yeah, he's dislocated his knee. That's painful. Is it his knee or his shoulder? I think it's his knee. Right, so Matheus Nunes is going to come off and Mika Hamilton's going to come on. Oh, it's his hand. Also dislocated his finger. Anderson's dislocated his thumb. I can sympathise. I'm going to gross you guys out now. I can sympathise with that as well. I did that whilst playing rugby whilst I was at high school. Pops right out. Let's have a look. What happened? Oh, I think he slipped. Ooh. So he slipped and he's just landed awkwardly. I wonder if he's just landed awkwardly on his thumb and he's done what I did. Anyway, Mika Hamilton does come on. Well, the upside, at least it's not a knee or it's not going to be any injury. It won't rule Matheus Nunes out an injured thumb. He won't be starting at Anfield anyway, so it'll be good to go from past there. Right, guys, 19 likes to go. Any help towards that would be great. Hey, it's good to see Mika Hamilton as well. Not seen him since his great performance that he had at Red Star Belgrade earlier in the group stage of the Champions League. Is Copenhagen coming forward now? I think if City had to make any... I mean, we've got a couple of youngsters to use on the bench, so I'd quite like to see a couple of them young players come on. Obviously, Haaland would be one player I'd be taking off, and... who else? I mean, Gvardiol's only just come back from injury, maybe him? If you want to tinker around a little bit. Bring on Sissoko, maybe? Move him into midfield and get Gomez to left back and take Gvardiol off, maybe? Anyway, Good low ball in that from Copenhagen. Good defending from Manchester City. Out for a corner. Into the final 15 minutes of the game. I wonder if we're going to get anything added on here. There's been a stoppage for Matheus Nunes, and realistically, there probably should be 4 or 5 minutes added on. But if this remains 3-1 and the tie's done, I wonder if they might just blow the whistle again. Oh, I'm a big fan of that, by the way. Corner then for Copenhagen. It's deep, very deep. Headed back across, and it ping-pongs around in the 6-yard box and falls gratefully into the hands of Ederson. Takes away another minute, 14 minutes and counting for Manchester City to confirm their way into the quarterfinals of the Champions League and joining Bayern Munich, who knocked out Lazio yesterday, and PSG, who knocked out Real Sociedad yesterday as well. Just keeping an eye on that game at the Santiago Bernabeu, with Real Madrid taking on RB Leipzig, 1-1 in that game, which is 2-1 on aggregate, and interesting. I love that Man City haven't got these first team players out warming up, the likes of Kyle Walker, De Bruyne, Bernardo. They're all just got the coats on, got the big coats on, keeping themselves warm. They were there on the bench in case we needed them for tonight. We've not needed them tonight, so they'll have had a week off in preparation for that match at Anfield on Sunday. So hopefully training sessions will go well. The players will be sharp, they'll be fresh, they'll be good as a shot comes in from Copenhagen that takes a deflection and out for a corner to FC Copenhagen. They're getting up ahead of steam here, Copenhagen. City just got to be wary of that. Was offside in the build-up, so if he'd put that into the back of the net, it wouldn't have counted. Copenhagen make another substitution here. And Melling comes on for Gelert. Copenhagen to send this to extra time. They need 4 goals to send this to extra time. What's the Hamburg-Copenhagen connection? Oh, Ederson spills that. Corner came in, a low drill ball. Maybe one of you guys knows the connection. Why am I seeing Hamburg scarves and flags in the away end? I don't get it. What's going on? Is there a connection? Anyway, guys, 19 likes to go to 100. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Let's make it another 100 like live stream would be great. A free kick there for Manchester City against Matson. Here is Kovacic. I think we're getting towards my JSGC man of the match time. I think I'm going pretty early here, but I think I'm going to give it to Julian Alvarez. A goal and an assist inside the first 9 minutes today has really made the difference for Manchester City, and it just settled everybody down. There's been no nervy moments or squeaky bum time or any complacency. It's really just set the game up for a really comfortable performance for Manchester City. And thanks to Alvarez's assist for the Akanji goal and his goal on 9 minutes has helped Manchester City along the way. So I think Alvarez is going to be my man of the match. I think Lewis and Kovacic have had good games today for City. Akanji's looked pretty solid at the back. Dias, when he was on, looked pretty organised. It's just been a very comfortable game and another win. 8 wins for Manchester City in a row in the Champions League this season. It's is it 10 wins in a row in the Champions League through last season and this season. unbeaten all of last season in the Champions League and unbeaten in the Champions League this season. We've not lost in the Champions League since May 2022. A long ball comes forward there. Oscar Bobb can't keep it in on the right wing, and that will go out of play for a goal kick. So an astonishing record, and Man City's winning streak at the Etihad and in the Champions League is absolutely remarkable as well. Anyway, guys, we're now 18 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Do subscribe if you're new around here, and do check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details, they're in the description in the live chat, and you can use the QR code on screen as well if you so wish. It's a free app to download, so worthwhile. Have a quick score update from that Leipzig game, see if there's anything happening. It is currently 1-1, but time is running out for Leipzig into the final 6 minutes there at the Bernabeu. Copenhagen fans having fun, bouncing up and down. City fans are getting a little Poznan going in response. That was a few years ago when we had Lech Poznan here. English Dawn, who would I like in the next round? I don't think I want Arsenal. I think Arsenal's one of the teams I want to avoid. I don't like facing English teams in the Champions League. I like the Champions League when we face European teams because they don't have that Premier League style of play. Man City have a very fluent flair to their game, and Champions League I feel brings out the very best in Manchester City. I think if we went up against Arsenal, it'd end up feeling like two Premier League games, and obviously we've already played a game at the Emirates Stadium. It was a close game, and City ended up losing that game thanks to a last-minute deflected goal. And the match at the Etihad coming up at the end of the month is going to be a pretty close game. So it's a game I'd rather not, if it was up to me. Real Madrid are the big no-no for me for the quarterfinals. I'd rather have them for the semi-final than the final if it was up to me. I don't think any team are capable of knocking Real Madrid out. So if they're not on City's half of the draw, I think it'll be Real Madrid in the final that we meet, if we get there. As Copenhagen playing on the counter-attack in the penalty area. Chance here for them to grab a goal, and it's good defending Rico Lewis. And Josko Gvardiol does a good bit of defending, and in the end, the ball ping-pongs around, and that will be our first yellow card coming out here of the game. It's a free kick for Manchester City, and it's Cornelius with a high foot that gets the first yellow card. I don't mind facing either of the winners from yesterday's ties. Bayern Munich again in the quarter-final, I'm happy with. PSG in the quarter-finals, I'm happy with. I'm happy to face Dortmund or PSV. Inter or Atletico could be potentially quite niggly with how they like to play. I think we'd get the job done, but I think it'd be two pretty close games. City are going to make another change. I think it's our fourth change of the game. So we are allowed one more after this. It's going to be Wright coming on for City. Normally I just go lowest ranked team left is the team I'd like to face. Is normally how I work. You get to the quarter-final stage and onwards, though, you're not really going to face rubbish teams, are you, in the Champions League? There's no such thing as bad teams when you get to the quarter-final stage. You don't fluke your way to a quarter-final. You go through the group stage. You might sneak a second, but you got to do a two-leg knockout game against a good team to get to the quarter-final. So there we are. Nadir says, wouldn't want to face Atletico. They do. They're not 10 bells out of you. I don't think they're going through, if I'm honest. I can see Inter going through. And Inter would be a very niggly two-legged clash, two very close games, both in Manchester and in Italy. As we're now 17 likes away from 100 likes. Dave, I'm not too sure what the odds would be for 3-1, but I did say 3-1 Manchester City, so I'm hoping that it'll stay the same. Yeah, 17 likes now to 100 likes. Let's get them likes up, guys. 16 likes. Let's try see if we get to the nervous 90s. I love a good countdown to 100 likes in the nervous 90s. We're not too far away. Time is running out here for Manchester City, though. City on the edge of the penalty area. Alvarez just trying to chip a ball forward to Haaland. Not really found any way to get Haaland involved in this second half. Copenhagen have done a good job on defending Manchester City out in the second half. Not that City have really forced the issue. They haven't needed to. We're now 15 likes away. We're doing all right now. 15 to go. We've got 4 minutes plus whatever's to be added on left here. So let's see if we can get there. 15 likes to go, guys. If you've not left a thumbs up, please do leave a thumbs up. We're aiming for 100 likes. Here is Gvardiol to Julian Alvarez. We're still waiting for Wright to come on for Manchester City. Still not managed to make the sub because the ball's just not gone out of play. Here's Kovacic then. Middle of the park. Works it to the right-hand side via Sergio Gomez. Here is Oscar Bobb. Now 14 likes to go, guys. We're getting there. We're making good progress. 14 likes to go. Here is Sergio Gomez for Manchester City to Kovacic. Here's Alvarez. Gvardiol to John Stones. Here's Gomez. Kovacic. Gomez. Gives the ball to Julian Alvarez. English Dawn, I will be looking after it. Yeah, it's a prestigious shirt. It'll be a classic in about 10-15 years' time. That ball is going to go out of play. It's going to be a throw into FC Copenhagen, and Man City can finally make that substitution. Who's going to come off? Is the question. Erling Haaland is going to get 3 minutes of rest. Grabs himself another goal today for Manchester City. And helped Manchester City here to what looks like it's going to be a 3-1 victory on the night and a 6-2 victory on aggregate. And Jacob Wright's going to come on for his Manchester City debut. Andy Nunes has left the thumbs up. I like the pun. 2 minutes and counting them. 14 likes, guys. Let's get them likes up. Any help towards 100 likes would be much appreciated. Do subscribe if you're new around here, and do check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. Links and details are in the description in the live chat, and also on screen using the QR code if you want to go and download the free SofaScore app. They're going to be providing all the analysis and statistics for you guys to enjoy in the post-review of this game. I'm not too sure how long they're going to add on here, so we may only have 90 seconds left of this clash of Manchester City knocking FC Copenhagen out of the Champions League, and Manchester City working their way from the last 16 into the quarterfinals, as Copenhagen looking to have their say here on the tie. Look like that came off the heel of John Stones, but I think a goal kick's being given there against Ankerson. Here's a goal kick, so into the final minute. Here is Rico Lewis for Manchester City. Oh, Lewis does ever so well. Should get himself a free kick, and is going to be a free kick, and there's going to be a yellow card as well. Martson showing a yellow card for FC Copenhagen. Akanji then to right. Here is John Stones to Kovacic. Back to John Stones. Right, let's see if we get anything added on. I have a suspicion we're not going to get anything added on because the tie's done. And there's no need to add anything on. But we have had a little stoppage for Matheus Nunes, and we've had quite a few substitutions. So, letter of the law would say that maybe 4 or 5 minutes should be added on here. Yeah, for 3 minutes they've added on into the first of 3 minutes. So Manchester City, 3 minutes away from the quarterfinals of the Champions League, and JSGC is 3 minutes away from, hopefully, 100 likes. 14 to go. Here's Ethan Hamilton then into the penalty area. Can't find the back of the net, and that's going to be cleared by FC Copenhagen. I've got 3-1 Man City on my Super 6, so I'm kind of hoping for my selfish point of view. This stage 3-1. Seamus, thanks for tuning in. It's a good call that Akanji, his man of the match. I'm giving it to Alvarez just for that 9-minute quick cameo at the beginning of the game, just to take the game really away from Copenhagen when we needed to do so. So I give him mine to Alvarez for his goal and for his assist and his goal. But Akanji at the back's been outstanding. I was saying before, put Akanji on the right-hand side, put him on the left-hand side of defence, and I'm very happy. Put him through the middle, I don't think it gets the best out of Akanji. There is Akanji, that man, doing the defending. Excellent once more. 2 minutes and counting them. 14 likes, guys. Let's get them likes up. Here is Gomez. Burst forward here for Manchester City. Gives the ball to Rico Lewis. Here is Wright. Can Man City muster up maybe one more opportunity in the final 90 seconds here? Oh, they could well do. Rico Lewis deflected off the crossbar. Can they follow it up? No. Woo! JSGC Super 6 nearly went from 5 points to 2. Ever so close for Manchester City. Still 70 seconds left here. Still plenty of time left in this game for another goal to be scored. Here is Johnny Stones. Gives the ball to Gvardiol. Here is Kovacic. Can't find his pass. He gets a second bite at it and he can't sort his feet out. And Copenhagen can think about the counter-attack here. They're 4 forward here. There's a chance. There's a chance. Shot comes in and it's over the top of the crossbar. And I fancy that it's Elyounoussi with the shot over the top of the crossbar. I fancy that might be that for this clash. And that'll be Man City winning 3-1 on the night. We won 3-1 in Denmark. 3-1 here in England. 6-2 on aggregate. And that will send Manchester City comprehensively into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Draw next Friday, 11 a.m. GMT, and I will, of course, bring you the live stream watch-along of the Champions League draw. It will be the quarterfinal, semi-final, and final. So that's the next time we'll speak about the Champions League as the final whistle does go. I want to wish FC Copenhagen the very best of luck for the rest of their football campaign. They head out of the Champions League and Manchester City head through to the quarterfinals, joining PSG and Bayern Munich. And I'm just going to flick over to the game between Leipzig and Real Madrid, see what's happening in that game. I think the full-time whistle has gone. Real Madrid breathe a sigh of relief there. Probably tells you all you need to know. I think Leipzig have managed to pull a draw in at the Bernabeu. They have, finished 1-1 there. And Real Madrid, not being pretty, have managed to go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, joining Manchester City, Bayern Munich, and Paris Saint-Germain. So, 4 big names there. In European football, 4 very big names. They all go through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So, using today's video sponsor, SofaScore, links and details, they are in the description. Do go and check them out. That would be absolutely brilliant. The statistics for this game, Manchester City having 69% possession, 31% possession for FC Copenhagen. 12 shots for City. Just 3 on target and 3 goals. Clinical from Manchester City in the first half. Pretty lacklustre second half. Not much happened. 11 shots for Copenhagen. 2 on target. Pretty clinical with shots on target from them. as well. Expected goal rates pretty low, just 0.72 for Manchester City, yet managed to come away with 3 goals. For FC Copenhagen, it's 1.26 expected goals. Their expected goal rate for FC Copenhagen was above that of Manchester City. In terms of corner kicks, 4 apiece for both sides. More offsides, more fouls and more yellow cards for Copenhagen. No yellow cards for Manchester City. That does mean that Ruben Dias will be available for selection as long as he isn't injured for that Champions League quarter-final first leg. More throw-ins, more free kicks and more goal kicks for Manchester City today. In terms of big chances created, nothing for Manchester City, 2 for Copenhagen, missing 1 and scoring 1. City did hit the woodwork twice and come away with 3 goals as well. In terms of passes, 817 passes, pass completion rate for City at 93%. For FC Copenhagen, 362 passes at a pass completion rate of 88%. 10 out of 17 dribbles completed by City, 5 out of 10 for FC Copenhagen. City did lose possession 86 times in the game, 79% for FC Copenhagen. City did win more duels, 35 compared with 33. More aerial duels won by Copenhagen, 6 compared with City's 5. And finally, in terms of defensive stats, comes as no surprise from the scoreline that Copenhagen have dominated that stat with more tackles, more interceptions and more clearances. But it is Manchester City who go through on the night, winning 6-2 on aggregate and 3-1 on the night, and Manchester City do go through, which is absolutely brilliant. Just having a look at the scores from around the grounds. Cardiff 1, Huddersfield 0, Middlesbrough 3, Norwich 1, Watford 1, Swansea 1, and currently QPR 2, West Bromwich Albion 2. As I said, for the Champions League, City go through on aggregate with a 3-1 win, 6-2 on aggregate, and Real Madrid go through 2-1 on aggregate with a 1-1 draw today at home against RB Leipzig. Also, you had Sporting Lisbon taking on Atalanta. That finished 1-1 in Lisbon. So there we go. That has been today's live watch-along. We're now 13 likes away from 100 likes. Can we get into the nervous 90s? 3 more likes away from that. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below or in the live chat right now if you so wish. Andy, good night. Thanks for tuning in. And Alison as well. Much appreciated. Julia, English Dawn, So Sicker, Nadir, Seamus. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody that's interacted with me today. We're now 12 likes away from 100 likes, making good gains. Can we get into the nervous 90s? That would be absolutely brilliant. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget to check out today's video sponsor, SofaScore. Links and details there in the description, in the live chat, and also on screen. If you want to use the QR code, that would be absolutely brilliant. It's a free app to download. It's highly rated. It's kept you guys up to date pre-match, half-time and at full-time as well, with all the latest statistics, all the latest lineups, lots of interaction on there, all the latest scores, and it'll keep you up to date with everything to do with football as well as all the other sports as well, all in one app, all in one place, highly rated. It is free. Use my link in the description, as that does help to support the future content created here on my channel. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that's left a thumbs up today. Thank you to everybody that has interacted with me today, and thank you to everybody that has downloaded the SofaScore app using my link as well. That would be much appreciated. So, Sika, thanks for tuning in, and that's much appreciated for downloading the SofaScore app. Much appreciated. Dar, thanks for tuning in as well. And yeah, I will see you all for my live won't be live, it'll be my reaction to this victory and my thoughts in my post-match review, analysis and reaction. And I will be back with another live stream on Sunday, the big one, Anfield, Liverpool taking on Manchester City, first place taking on second place. By the time that game is finished, only one team will have the Premier League in their own hands. It is a ginormous game. We'll be live an hour before kickoff with a big extravaganza for you guys to look forward to. So stay tuned for that. We'll have all the build up to that game. We'll have all the reactions from here for you guys to enjoy as well. So I will see you guys again real soon. So We're now 11 likes away from 100 likes. Let's get into them nervous 90s, guys. And there we go into the nervous 90s. Just 10 likes to go. Hopefully we can hit that in the post-production and this can be another 100 liked live stream. That'd be absolutely brilliant. One last note from me. Manchester City looking to make it back-to-back Champions League trophies. Progress to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you for watching. I've been JSGC. Peace. Ciao for now.